All right, I wanted to make this video to try to help you out so you don't make the mistake I just made, which was because I don't face this opponent too much. I faced it before, right? But I just wasn't prepared to face this type of opponent. And in the game prior to this one, it was like boom, 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 one, two, three. And I quickly realized what he was doing, how he was playing, but it wasn't quick enough, right? He got goals in quick succession, and it was just game over. However, in this game, I got to play him back to back. The beauty of sometimes getting that kind of matchmaking is you can get instant revenge, which you'll see that I do here. But I wanted to try to help you guys so you know right away if you're going to face this opponent and you know what to do to beat it. So I'm talking about a player who essentially plays park the bus. 10 players behind the ball, right? You see here, he's got his striker up. His players are only even as pushed as far as they are now because I had stolen the ball from him, right? But you see, once I move over half field, boom, I cut back, showing him I'm not going to just fall into his trap like last game. And you see now, that's the typical shape that you're up against when you're trying to attack. 10 players behind the ball, he almost gets it back there, not quite. And so in the first game, it was like I was going at it like a regular game would be. You go at your opponent, he goes at you. Sometimes you get stolen, sometimes you get chances. Whoever scores more goals wins. Typical game, right? When you're playing a park the bus opponent, they want you to try to attack them regularly because they have so many players, they have so many numbers back. Look at this. You got what, 3, 4 guys in the attack? Chances are you're going to lose the ball quite a bit. And then once he gets the ball, he's got his attacking settings on however many players joining, right? A pretty good number. His defensive settings on everyone is dropped back, right? And then he tries to get a goal, hope that you get the ball and now rush even more to try to get back in the game. He steals it again, repeat the process. He ends up 3-0 on you like he was with me. If you looked at the beginning, he has a great record, so he does a good job with this style of play. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not calling him a rat or toxic or anything. I'm just telling you guys how to beat it and showing you how I beat it here right after in the game, immediately after he got me with it. Right? So I was prepared. You notice there when I kept the ball, I was showing him I'm not falling into his trap. It was 0-0 there. I was showing him I'm not going to rush. I can take my time to get goals. And as you see here, I did just that. And the way I got these goals is I was patient, okay? When I played that ball all the way back to my keeper at 0-0, it was a message I was sending to him. And then I just stuck to that. I was as patient as can be. I wasn't just going to feel the need to rush into 10 defenders where I'm severely outnumbered and just giving the ball every time. Because you see here how I defend. I have my 5 back, but my more forward players, they're pretty open. I use them to kind of cut off passing lanes, press the ball. Once they get near my 5 backs, I try to press. I don't know if you noticed or not making excuses, but it was a little laggy on the player switch there. Van de Ven got switched to a little too late. It allowed a goal for Ronaldo. It was a good shot, good finish though. Well done on his side. Again, even if it was a laggy player switch, not the opponent's fault. He did a good job. He scored. That made the game 2-1. Now, where he was different than most opponents is he didn't abandon his style of play once I went up. He kept to the park the bus, 10 players behind the ball style, right? Hoping that you would feel guilty or feel like you needed to come at him or don't do it. That's one of the biggest mistakes in how these players can get back into a game. Most, like I said, will lose their patience. They'll go into an all-out attack or at least somewhat of an attack. You can then create regular opportunities through holes in the defense and put the game away. He stuck to his game plan, hoping that you would just still fall into his trap. And as silly as it sounds right now, a lot of players do. So it doesn't matter if he starts messaging you like crazy, like, what are you doing? You're a rat. Play the game, or you feel guilty like, oh, I have to go at him. No. Think about in real football or any sport, if a team is still going to sit 10 players behind in their own half down 2-1 or 1-0, or he even does it as you'll see here in a bit when I go up 3-1, he still keeps his 10 players behind behind the ball. So you can be as patient as can be. If he doesn't come over the line or break his defensive shape to come get you, that's his own fault. It's his fault he let up the goals, and it's his job to now do what he needs to do to get back in the game. So you've seen in this goal here, I patiently waited for him to make a mistake. He pressed too far up on the far side. I then noticed it, chipped in a ball to Mbappe, got it across to Messi, who drove the byline, right? And then it was the L1 square, lobbed cross to Holland for the goal to give my cushion back to 3-1. Simple as waiting for him to make a mistake, right? All I did was wait for him to push a little too far out. Just one opening is all I needed. Got it to Mbappe, did the L1 triangle, cross the field, switch to Messi. Again, drove the byline, L1 square, lob cross to Holland. It's a goal. Now it's 3-1, and you see here, he's still sitting 10 men compact behind the ball, not making any effort to lose his shape to come get me. So I have no obligation then to go right into his trap to allow him to get back into the game, right? This is reversing back to when it was 0-0 still. I'm just kind of walking you through in regular pace how this game went. This is how I worked the ball up to score my goals, right? Again, be patient. Show him that you're not going to fall for his tricks. And what that will do sometimes, maybe not every time, it didn't with him, but sometimes that will show them, oh, he's not going to fall for it, and they'll open up more, and you'll have better opportunities to score. But if it's someone like him who's just going to stay in their shape, you just got to remain patient. Do not rush the attack. That's what these opponents want you to do. Take your time, make him make the mistake, and then exploit the opportunity and score, okay? He might only make a few, like this guy did. But, like, in this game, I scored each one that he made a mistake on. If you don't, you don't. He's going to get his chances. It's a very tough way to play. By he, I mean any opponent you face like this. But the bottom line is, if he's going to sit back, right, you just have to show him you're going to be patient. And then once you get your chances, pounce on them. So you have to be laser focused and watching for mistakes. A mistake in pushing up one of his defenders a little too far, or not switching fast enough to another defender, and then you find an open passing lane, whatever it may be. But do not force it into 10 defenders when you have a few attackers up. He's going to get the ball back. Right when you pass it into one of those type of traps, by the way, that's when he'll lose his formation a little bit and jump on you with a couple players, and you're as good as done for in the attack. So be patient, okay? And you will get your chances, and you can put this type of player away, especially if there's someone like him that's not going to open up even after he goes down 3-1 in the second half, right? He didn't abandon it 1-0, didn't abandon it 2-0, made it 2-1. And then he didn't abandon his game plan to sit back and park the bus at 3-1. Take that as, chalk that up as an easy way to keep the ball. Do not feel a guilt trip or like you have to come at him. Like I said, many players will probably message you, what are you doing? Why are you just holding the ball? Because you're not obligated to give him the ball back and let him come try to take a win away from you, right? He got the goal scored on him. It's his duty to open up and come get the ball and come try to get back in the game. So make sure when you face these players, you'll notice it right away, okay? You'll notice when you're in the attack how many players are behind the ball. You'll notice by the lack of movement on the defensive side, they'll stay pretty, I guess you could say, in what's pretty stationary, right? They're moving. The opponent's players are moving, but it's nothing like when an opponent is switching from defender to defender and moving with your attackers. They're essentially staying in their one shape, trying to allow you to make the mistake of walking right into that many players. Then they'll jump on you once they got you where you just can't get out of it, okay? So just keep the ball as long as you need to. Keep moving it back and forth. Keep your eyes open on potential, mistakes being made as you're moving the ball. And once you see that opening, like you saw on my second goal, that's when you pounce, okay? That's when you do it. Same here. I was patient. I didn't rush it in. I was able to get a goal off of that, okay? Make sure that you do the same, and you will have no problem beating an opponent that parks the bus. So good luck to you, and we will see you next time. Thank you.